Friends, think about it. If the biggest power in the world is not noise but silence, if the winners don't speak the most but understand the most, and if the real power is with those who control their lives without being seen or heard, then how would it feel? In today's noisy world, everyone is speaking, everyone is reacting, everyone wants to prove that they are right. But in this crowd, there are some people who stay quiet, observe, and take decisive moves at the right time. These people make history, these people grow silently, and these people are the strongest from within. Today's video is about that invisible strength which we call the quiet power, a power that is not born from the outside, but from the inside, which does not make you loud, but makes you unshakable. In this video, you will learn why speaking too much often becomes a sign of weakness and how silence sharpens your mindset. You will learn how emotional reactions drain your energy and how a calm person wins even without fighting. This video will teach you what self-control is, what real confidence looks like, and why it is not necessary to announce every goal. Here you will understand why people who work quietly are more dangerous because their results speak, not their words. If you also get disturbed by people's talks again and again, if your mood and focus get ruined on small things, if you want a natural authority to come into your personality without shouting, without showing, then this video is for you. In this journey, you will also learn that silence does not mean fear or weakness, but it is the highest level of emotional intelligence. You will learn why observing is a more powerful skill than reacting and how you can master your emotions and avoid manipulation. This video will make you mentally strong. It will teach you how to keep yourself away from unnecessary fights, arguments, and distractions, and how to use your mind like a weapon that is in your control, not in the control of the world. The quiet power will make you realize that real confidence is not that which is loud, but it is that which does not need to be proved. If you want your presence to be felt by people without speaking, if you want your decisions to come not from emotions, but from clarity, and if you want to move forward silently but consistently in life, then it is very important to watch this video fully. Every minute will give you a new realization, a new perspective, and maybe a new version of you. So watch the video till the end, because by the end you will feel more calm, focused, and powerful than before. And if you like such deep, cinematic, and life-changing book summaries, which not only focus on motivation, but also on transformation, then subscribe to the Bookpedia channel right now. Here, every video helps you to grow mentally, discipline, and helps you to see life at a higher level. If you like the video, do like it, because your like gives the channel the strength to move forward. And do tell us in the comments if silence is a weakness or a power for you. Now, without any delay, let's start this powerful journey of the quiet power. Chapter 1. The noise that weakens you. We are living in a world where noise is considered a power. The more you speak, the more you look. The more you react, the more relevant you become. Be it social media, workplace, or personal life, there is a silent pressure everywhere that if you are not speaking, then maybe you are falling behind. But this is the biggest illusion. The truth is that more noise than needed does not make a person strong, but gradually weakens him from within. When it becomes necessary to give an opinion on everything, when answering every comment becomes a matter of ego, and when every reaction becomes automatic, then a person loses his biggest power. Self-control. Noise is not just a voice. Noise is that mental chaos that is born from other people's talks, expectations, comparisons, and constant hunger for validation. When the mind is always occupied with what people will think, what they will say, how they will judge, then a person keeps getting away from his own goals. You will notice that those who keep explaining all the time, justify, keep proving, they are often the most tired and confused. Their mind never stays calm because they keep fighting the outside world instead of finding clarity in themselves. The most dangerous effect of noise is that it makes you reactive. Someone says something and you answer without thinking. Someone criticizes and you lose your mood. Someone ignores and your confidence is shaken. These reactions slowly drain your energy. You are not physically but mentally exhausted. And the most dangerous thing is that you don't even realize it. You think you are strong because you are answering, but in reality you are losing control. On your emotions, on your focus, on your direction. A person who reacts to everything can never become a leader. A leader is one who listens, observes, and speaks at the right time. Silence is not a weakness here. Silence is a pause where the mind decides whether it is necessary to speak the truth or not. Powerful people know that it is not necessary to fight every battle, and winning every argument is not the real victory. Sometimes being silent is the biggest statement because silence makes those people uncomfortable who are used to noise. Noise also makes you impatient. You want immediate results, want instant recognition, and start hoping for instant respect. But real growth is never instant. People who work quietly think long-term. They are not in a hurry to applaud because they know that when the results come, then the voice will become automatic. On the contrary, noisy people are often seen in the beginning, but with time they fade away because their energy is spent in words, not in work. When you come out of the noise, then you hear your own voice for the first time. Your intuition, your clarity, your priorities. Silence may seem uncomfortable to you because you face it yourself without distraction. But this discomfort makes you grow. This is the place where discipline is formed, focus is sharpened, and real confidence is developed. Confidence that does not depend on other people's reactions, but comes from your self-respect. The noise that weakens you is actually the noise that keeps you away from yourself. As soon as you stop saying unnecessary, stop reacting unnecessarily, and stop explaining unnecessarily, you will feel that your energy is being saved. Your mind will become lighter, decisions will become clearer, and a natural calm will come into your presence. This is the first step towards quiet power, where you choose to become strong instead of looking loud. Most people are afraid of silence. They feel that if they remain silent, people will consider them weak, ignore them, or their value will decrease. Because of this fear, a person speaks again and again, reacts again and again, and tries to prove himself in every situation. But the truth is that silence is not a sign of fear. It is a sign of courage. It is not easy to remain silent, especially when you have answers, emotions, and your ego is provoking you to speak. Silence can only choose those who have control over themselves, and this control becomes the real power. Silence is a weapon because it keeps you in a power position. When someone provokes you and you do not react, then you have control over yourself, not the other person. He waits for your response, looks for your weakness, but your silence confuses him. You may have noticed that the person who remains calm in arguments looks more confident and stable in the end. Silence raises questions in the mind of the other person, and questions are often heavier than fear. Silence gives you time to think, to stop before speaking, to observe before feeling, and to ask yourself before taking a decision whether it is necessary or not. Most people make wrong decisions because they do not pause. Emotion is at its peak, reaction is instant, and then regret remains. Silence breaks this cycle. When you learn to stop before speaking, then there are fewer mistakes in your life and more clarity. Strong people use silence not to attract attention, but to avoid attention. They do not have to be seen everywhere because they know that excessive exposure weakens the focus. When you work quietly, your energy is not scattered. Your mind moves in one direction, and this focused energy takes you ahead of others. Silence gives you depth, while noise keeps you on the surface. Silence also teaches emotional discipline. It is not necessary to bring out all emotions. It is not necessary to turn all frustrations into words. Understanding, accepting, and letting go of emotions is the most mature response. When you learn this, no one can manipulate you easily, because manipulation is based on reactions, and where there is no reaction, there is no manipulation. Silence does not mean that you cannot speak. It means that you can choose when to speak. When you speak, there is weight in your words because people know that you do not speak for no reason. This is the reason why quiet people are often listened to more carefully. Their voice is low, but it has a deep impact. Silence adds a natural authority to your personality, which is not dependent on any show. When you accept silence, you start separating yourself from external validation. You start needing less likes, approvals, and reactions. Your satisfaction starts coming from within. You become comfortable with yourself, and this comfort makes you mentally strong. Silence teaches you that the real power is not in controlling others, but in controlling yourself. Silence, the weapon of the strong, slowly makes you unshakable. People will judge and provoke you, but you will not move because you have stopped living in noise and have found yourself in silence. This is the place where the real strength is born without voice, but with full impact. Most people lose in life because they react before they see. Someone says a word and the mind makes a conclusion. Someone does an action and we decide what it means. The reaction is fast, but the observation is deep. The one who reacts wins in the moment, and the one who observes wins in the process. Observation gives you the power to understand the whole scene, whereas reaction traps you in a small moment. This is the difference between the average and powerful mindset. When you learn to observe, you start paying more attention to their behavior than to what people say. Words can lie, but not patterns. Expression of the face, tone changes, and consistency of actions tell you a lot. The one who reacts misses these signals because he focuses only on his emotions. Observation takes you out of the situation from where you can see the whole picture without being personal. It is easy to react because it does not take effort, but observing requires discipline. For this, you need patience. You have to keep your ego aside and accept that